Hello everyone and welcome back to the Belgian Beer Brothers channel. I'm still Cedric and we are still in Antwerp. Today is day 6 of the Brussels Beer Project Advent Calendar. We've already had 3 test brews for the new Babylon. We've had this joke they played on us with the King beer, which is actually the Gros Bertha. What else did we have? Oh, the Tropical Sour. Now, of course, I'm not gonna do a roundup every video because, as you noticed, I have trouble enough remembering these 5. So today is day 6. We are a quarter in. I think it's safe to say that if this is another Brussels Beer Project beer, that the whole calendar will be down here in the bottle. Yes, another Brussels Beer Project bottle cap. Haha, nice. This is one that I have mentioned before because I was hoping that they would include this one. It's a tough cookie. Brussels Beer Project and Maison Dandoy. Alcohol 7.5% ABV, a Speculoos Stout. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Une collaboration entre Maison Dandoy et BBP. Created and brewed by Brussels Beer Project at Port Zuid, Anderlecht, Brussels. Okay, so we're going all French now. Tough Cookie donne une deuxième vie à des Speculoos Dandoy brisés, een brouwerij uit 2013 en een koekjesfabriek uit 1829 aan Seul-Amour de Bruxelles. Okay, so this was French and Dutch. Let's try to real-time translate this to English. Tough Cookie gives a second life to Speculoos from Dandoy, which is broken, so not up to standard for sales. A brewery from 2013 and a cookie factory from 1829. A love only in Brussels. Okay. Grains. Pale malted wheat, Munich malt, special B, biscuit oat malt, oat flakes, M Roost 900, roasted barley, dextrin malt, hops Chinook. Well, Brussels Beer Project is a big fan of Chinook apparently. And as an extra Maison Dandoy spice combo, cinnamon and clove, and second life broken Maison Dandoy Speculoos. Indeed, I have read up on this beer because I was hoping they would include it, and I really wanted to try this out. This is a Speculoos Stout, and Speculoos is a typical Belgian cookie, which is comparable to gingerbread, but not really gingerbread. It has a lot of cinnamon in it as well, and an extra spice mix. It's a very classic cookie, and these days it is mainly sold like by a big company. I think Lotus makes it, and they changed the name from Speculoos to Biscoff to make it more international. Nonetheless, if you're ever in Belgium, don't buy the Lotus Speculoos, buy some lovely artisanal Speculoos from a bakery, like for instance Maison Dandoy. And apparently indeed Maison Dandoy started out in 1829 with a little shop. I think it was Jean-Baptiste Dandoy. Like I said, I read up on this. And in 1858 they've moved, and that's when it all began for them. So now they are, I think, the 6th generation Dandoy. Not to be mistaken with the fighter family Dandoy, because it's a different spelling. It smells rather boozy already. Look at that tiny bloom of damp. Oh, it smells very heavy. It smells very like a liqueur. Let's try this out. Seems quite dense. and a bit hazy as well. very active. Lovely reddish dark brown color. Some beige to brown foam. Medium dense foam. I actually do smell the cookies, but I smell a lot more of the spice mix and a bit less of the cinnamon. A bit heavy on the clove, or at least in the scent. Ooh. I had expected this a lot sweeter. What can I say about this? It's a very classic approach to a stout, which I didn't expect from BBP. I would have expected more of a breakfast or a pastry stout, especially with the mashed up cookies. Quite boozy, quite heavy in taste, not that heavy in alcohol though. So I think that the boozy mouthfeel mainly comes from the roasted malts and the spices instead of the alcohol. And I intentionally say a boozy mouthfeel because this is quite a medium thin mouthfeel. It is, yeah, quite watery. Again, for a stout, so I would have expected it a bit thicker maybe. Of course, that's the danger in expectations. Again, by the way, I love this label. I love the take on their label. It's a nice white label. They still have the diagonal going through, but they left it empty. And then they added in these gold balls to represent the cookies. I actually love that they brought this back because, if I'm not mistaken, they made this one time during the winter season of 2019 and 20. I was too late. They were sold out. And yeah, I was excited to see them bringing this back. Because, like with the bread IPAs, I absolutely love the circular economy idea. And I love Speculoos. So, also, what does make this beer work? Something we do, like Americans do PB&J, peanut butter and jelly. We actually love making a fresh brewed coffee and dunking our Speculoos cookies in it. And then maybe even put it on a sandwich. The bar where I work, we exclusively give Speculoos with our coffee because it goes so well together. Except for Easter, then we give Easter eggs. Very aromatic, and it is rather light in comparison to some other stouts, but you can really taste the roastiness of the malts in this beer. Okay. I may get the tiniest hint of licorice in there, but as you can maybe notice, I have a cold, so my senses are a bit down. Let's say a tiny bit sensory deprived, but I do get the aftertaste of a very roasty stout with a tiny bit of licorice and some cookies, but not necessarily Speculoos. just some sugary cookies, and honestly I do taste that there are like cookies or sugar in here, but not necessarily speculoos. When I do that, when I draw in air while tasting, everything gets like macerated inside my mouth, and then I get the speculoos. So it's a merely aromatic thing, which is actually great. The way that they've brewed this, very balanced, very nice, and also it's rather light, a rather light stout. So yeah, I'm a fan. Let's say a rating. I'm not the biggest stout fan, but I was very eager to try this out. Let's call it a 7 out of 10, a 3.5. Yeah. Now this is one of my wishes that came true when it comes to the Brussels Beer Project story. Now I do hope, I still had 2 wishes, that they include some of the Dansar series and the Slow-Mo, the one with pears. I'm very curious about that one, and a very cool can. And I would very much like to try their Minotaur, but that might be a bit expensive to include in a $65 advent calendar. But we'll see. Last year they've put in 2 test brews and the new as well, so we'll see. Anywho, people, as you see, I'm not chugging this. This is a stout after all. It's not made to go whoop. So I will see you guys again tomorrow. As usual, if you like this video and the things that I'm telling you, hit the thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and you will get notified whenever I upload something. And I will see you guys again tomorrow with what I can only guess will be Sagat, the last one in the Brussels Beer Project Babylon contest. Cheers you guys, see you tomorrow.